Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing week 2 of the NFL preseason with Joe Duffy, and he's covering almost all the games with us. He did this in week 1, covered 14 week 1 NFL preseason games with us, gave 14 picks, and went 10-4 against the spread with those picks. Not a huge shocker. He's been doing this for 27 years. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, that is true. 27th year in the business, but I've been gambling and handicapping before that, but 27th year professionally.
All right. Well, then it's no surprise at all that your insights are so fascinating and that your results are so positive. Give a quick plug for offshoreinsiders.com in case anyone wants to sign up with you before the NFL regular season starts.
Yeah, hopefully people watching these videos know that we work very hard, and you'll see that in our analysis. And that's why we are always ahead of the odds makers, ahead of the markets. Again, 27th year in the business. We pick all sports and do extremely well. My picks are at offshoreinsiders.com.
All right, Green Bay and St. Louis. When we started previewing some of these week 1 games, I felt like I had a good read on some of them, and we actually wound up agreeing on a lot of them. And these week 2 games, I'm not exactly, I don't feel as confident about my reads on these games. St. Louis right now is -2.5. Total is 41. That's up a bit. It was up from an opening of about 40. The Packers lost to Tennessee in a game that was in a torrential downpour, so, maybe we can throw that one out. Here, Sam Bradford is supposed to play for St. Louis, right? But we're not exactly sure how much. We're not exactly sure how effective he'll be. The reports that I've been reading are the Packers have been pretty spirited in practice coming off the loss. I think I'd maybe lean towards Green Bay at +2.5, and I think I'd lean towards the under 41, but you're the expert here. Joe Duffy, what's your take on these lines?
No, we definitely agree on the under. It looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to play as well, but I wouldn't expect him to play very long. You got to realize St. Louis, their defensive line is tremendous. There are some question marks on Green Bay's offensive line. So other than them, have Aaron Rodgers get a teeny bit of work, and as I said, you don't want your key players to go into the regular season without any work at all. So I think Rodgers might play a series or 2, but I wouldn't expect all that much. And keep in mind that the Packers, we think of them as a spectacular offense. They don't really have a ton of weapons like they used to. I mean, Randall Cobb is tremendous, and Eddie Lacy, of course, but they're just not that deep with weapons. In addition, St. Louis is going to a much more ball control offense. And what's our golden rule, Peter? I say it almost all the time when you're handicapping totals. It's a lot more about pace than it is offensive or defensive confidence. And I look for that St. Louis to be both a run-oriented team and a defensive-oriented team. They're going to do it here. They're going to establish the run. As I said on one of our other videos in the preseason, I don't look for coaches to try to exploit the new rules where they're going to call a lot more of the pass interference with the ball in the air before 5 yards, etc. So I think St. Louis is going to run the ball a lot. Green Bay, I think, is going to be pretty conservative, especially with their star players beat up on the offensive line. And it is a fairly high total for a preseason game. So the under is my play.
All right. But, last week in week 1, again, 10-4 against the spread. One of your losses, though, was, on the under in the Rams-Saints game. And I agree with that as well. But we lost on that one. And I actually bet that one and lost. So does that concern you at all?
No, not really. I don't think that there was necessarily anything that jumped out about that. And to be honest with you, it was not a premium play. But I've always said that losers, where squares will say that it's an aberration. Johnny, a bag of donuts will. But in reality, it's a learning experience. But no, I don't think there was anything that really jumped out at me as an obvious mistake made in that. And especially here, as I said, both teams will probably be pretty conservative with their franchise quarterbacks, whether or not Bradford's actually a franchise quarterback. That's another story altogether. And I do really think that St. Louis is going to eat up the clock. And, man, they are so deep on the defensive line, and especially with Green Bay, so on the offensive line. No need for the Packers to get too cute.
All right, under 41 it is. Joe Duffy from offshoreinsiders.com. Thanks.